Hey folks, hope everything's going well for you today. This is the video on the NetTakeHomePay worksheet. This worksheet is part of a bigger workbook that also includes the expense portion and the 5-year budget portion of the workbook, and so they're all going to be tied together. But first, we want to talk about the NetTakeHomePay. I hope at this point you have completed modules 1 through 4. In the Excel modules, and so those modules will help you get through some of this stuff as well. So this is basically what our NetTakeHomePay worksheet looks like. What I'd like you to do, because you are going to turn this into Canvas, I want you to put your name here. The class number is BBU 1000, and I just want you to put the title here, NetTakeHomePay. There is an example of this in the first Excel module, and so you'll be able to see it. It's going to look like this. This is the example of it, and so you'll be able to use this to copy. You can't just turn this in, but you can use it to help you figure out some of the formulas as well. But we're going to jump into this one, back into this one here. If I can, sorry. There we go, we're back here. And so, again, you can jump from worksheet to worksheet. There's the expenses, there's the 5-year budget. But again, we want to jump back into the NetTakeHomePay. So the first thing you want to do is set up a data entry dashboard. And so this data entry dashboard will house your primary numbers that you're going to use to create this worksheet and create some of these formulas. So the first one is that when you want to create this, you're just going to start B5 to H5, going down B10 to H10. And what you're going to do is you're going to highlight this, okay? And you're going to put a nice bold border around it. You're then going to highlight this section right here, and you're going to color it, put a nice dark color, blue here, and then in B5, you'll see you're going to type in data entry dashboard. Okay, that's your data entry dashboard. Now, normally it would be over here. It would be here. You would type it into B5. Okay, and then once you type this into B5, you're going to want to have it with this dark and then with the white lettering. Okay. But then we want it to look nice. Okay, part of Excel is you can make it look aesthetically pleasing to your boss. So when you turn in a worksheet for your boss, you can still add some, again, make it make it more efficient, more effective, but also make it more appealing. And so one of the things we can do for that is just center this. And so we highlight, again, B5, and then we click Merge and Center, and that will take that to here. And it basically gets rid of the rest of these cells. It's a great way to create titles within a worksheet. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to, here in C6, we're going to type in our starting salary. And here our starting salary is $45,000, which goes into D6. Okay, and then we want to type in what that's based on. And it's based on average starting from our Career Center. Our next one is going to be wages increase per year. This is going to be constant. We're going to have constant 5% increases every year starting in year 2. Okay, and we'll see what that looks like down here. Next is our payroll tax rate. Payroll tax rate is almost always going to be anywhere from 24 to 30%. Okay, and then our health insurance is about $75 a month, so that's going to be $900 a year. So this is all yearly. We then want to take here, create boxes here, again using the borders here, and then we want to highlight that in yellow. You can do that just by going in here and clicking on yellow. Okay. Now here, starting in D13, we want to type in our first year. Year 1. Same thing, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, and then we want to underline those. So in our first year, we're just going to take and we're going to copy D6 here, right? And so all you're going to do there, I'm going to show you here, you're just going to go here, you would say, anytime you start a formula within a cell, you're going to go equals, and then you just click on that cell and then hit enter. And there it is. There's your $45,000. So if we did it in this cell, I'm going to delete this. Okay. And again, if you saw how when I deleted that, it changed everything. All I'm going to do is type in equals, click on this cell. That tells me what I'm trying to copy into there, and I hit enter, and then all my numbers are back. Okay? So that's our first one. Staff accountant is D6, and then this one is D15, right? So we've just copied this one into this one. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to calculate our salary with our increases. And so again, each one we're going to go through here. This is D21. I'm basically copying everything from here. So I want to go here. Each year, do it separately. Here to here. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is go here. And our gross wages, how they're listed is we have our staff accountant salary, our total gross wages, wage increase, we don't have any. Wage increase in dollars, we don't have any in the first year. And then our gross wages for the increase. And that will be basically D16, which is that, plus D19. Okay? And how you do that is you just go, you can just do this. So I'm going to delete this, get rid of everything. I'm going to go equals, type in sum. Okay? So this is our, and then I'm going to go highlight here, down to here, and hit enter. And then that brings me back my 45,000. Okay. And now we're ready to take this and move it up to here. Because we want to go from there to there, all the way down from there to there, because then it carries over all of our numbers, all of our increases until we get to the 5th year. So here we go. Again, 45,000 is now D1. So all I've done is I'm going to delete it again. I'm going to go equals. Okay. Equals. Copy that. Enter. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to make sure we include our wage increase in the 2nd year. How we're going to do that is we're going to copy it from here. But what we want to do is we want to make this absolute. This is never going to change. Okay, this is an absolute value. And so what we're going to do to create that absolute value, the equation is $D, that's this, that's the row, and then $7, which is the, this is the row. The column is D, the row is 7. So I'm going to go D7, and that will take me, $D, $7 gets me this number here. And we're going to basically, what you can do is, so watch this. This is what I love. I can go delete, delete, delete. Okay. So what I would do, once I have this absolute value here, I want to copy it all the way across because we're always going to get that 5% increase. So I'm going to hover here on this little guy here, and I'm going to drag this all the way across. And as you can see now, these absolute values come back. I've just copied that into there. Excel's so easy to use. I don't have to keep clicking in that number. Okay? All I do is just carry it all the way across. Okay, so now we've got this number here. This is our 45,000 that we brought up from here times 5%. Okay, gets us to this number. This is our increased dollars. You can see wage increase dollars, wage increase percentage, wage increase dollars. Now, once I get to here, now I want to go E16 plus E9. So I take E16, that's that number, plus this number equals that number. Okay? And then all we're going to do is now take this number, copy it up here, okay? And then do the same thing. These are all done for us. Okay? Now we can just go back in here, and this is F16 times F18, and then that equals that, plus that. This equals this plus that, as you can see. And then we want to scroll over to here, same thing. So we're just going to keep going through this all the way through year 5. And this is what our final, in year 5, here's what our final gross wage is. Okay? And again, the formulas are in there in the worksheet that I've shown you. Okay. Now we have to figure out our payroll taxes. Again, we know every year it's absolute 30% payroll taxes. So again, now we use the $D, $8, and bring it down into here. And again, just like the other one, I'm going to delete these, and I can just highlight here, bring this, drag it all the way over. Okay? And so what we want to do is figure out what our payroll taxes are. Our payroll taxes are, you can see D21, that's that, times D23. And that's D23 right there. We multiply those two, and this is what we get. We get D21 times D23, and we get, it's a minus, so we're going to make sure it's a minus. As you can see here, there's a negative sign there. Okay, negative 20, because this is going to be a negative. Okay, because we're taking it away. So minus D21 times D23 will get us that 13,000. That's our payroll taxes. That's how much we have to pay. And we're going to do the exact same thing on all of these. Okay? Now, one of the things I want to show you is, do you think that carrying that over will work like it did with the 30% with this? Let's find out. Let's grab that again, bring it all the way over, and look at that. This is what I love about Excel. So instead of me typing, once I have this formula in here, I can then, as long as I have my absolutes in here, I can then just do this one column, grab that, drag it all the way over, copy and paste it, and then all of them are going to basically move over to the next. So this is H21 times H23 gives me that negative number. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, then we move into the health insurance. Here's our yearly health insurance. Same thing. All I have to do is get this one down. I'm going to delete these just so I can show you. Once I get these down, then I can just grab it, drag it all the way over, and there I am. Okay. Now my total deductions, that's my total deductions, are now sum. I did the equals sum, same thing, D25 and D26. I've added these two together to create negative, right? Now this is negative 14,400. Again, this is what I love about Excel. I don't want to have to plug those all in there. Okay? All I have to do is hover over that, grab it, drag it, and there they are. And now it's copied the formula for each one of those cells into the, or each one of those columns into those cells. Okay? And finally, our net take-home pay. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is actually a plus, right? So we want to take D21 and we want to add it to this negative number, right? So it's a negative number. We're taking this away, and that's going to give us our final net take-home pay. And so we're adding this number to this negative number, and that's going to give us this total year salary. Our net take-home pay, just like with an income statement from a company. Okay, again, I'm just going to hover here, drag this over, and there they are. A couple of other things. I like to, again, just for neatness and to break everything down, I like to do here for every time we have a sum, I like to do a double border line over that. So I like to do a border on the top, border on the bottom. Same thing here, our total deductions. Here's a sum. I'm going to do double border line on top and on the bottom. You can do that through here. And then finally, at the very end, when we're done, I like to do a double line here just to, and that is right here. This just gives us this top and double bottom border. It tells us we're done with the worksheet. It just helps you break everything up and makes it easier to read. So that's net take-home pay. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Again, all the formulas are in this. You can utilize this example. All the formulas are in here, how we use them, Again, once you've done this first section, grab it and drag it over. Once we've included the 5%, right, you can just grab them and drag them over, and it makes it so much easier. So again, NetTakeHomePay, continue on, and I'll post another video for the expenses worksheet. Okay, take it easy.